Hey friends, I am back again. I had a request for Buddy's Rainforest Rescue. So this is the story that we'll be reading tonight, and I hope you guys enjoy. The tangle of tall trees surrounding Buddy in the hot tropical rainforest were thick and green and teeming with life. He happily lived high in the treetops, spending his days searching for juicy ripe fruit and delicious sweet honey to eat. He loved to swing from branch to branch, climbing higher and higher until finally resting in the tallest tree where he could see his magnificent rainforest home stretching out far beneath him. One day, Buddy was reaching out and helping himself to his favorite fruit, with his hands and feet curled safely around the smooth bark of a tree, when suddenly he was interrupted by a horrible sound. An awful cracking and splintering noise was getting louder and louder before stopping close by with a terrifying crash. Buddy felt his whole tree shake and tremble, and his first instinct was to get away as fast as he could. Quickly scrambling down, Buddy started grasping branches and vines, lurching from one tree to the next as he frantically tried to escape this frightening noise. Feeling the familiar swinging sensation in his tummy, Buddy's fear calmed as he moved further away. Finally, he slowed and stopped, resting a while before climbing up high once again, only to see a strange and unnatural sight ahead. Before him lay row upon row of short, oiled palm trees, newly planted in straight lines, all the same size and all the same height. Many of the insects and birds which normally surrounded Buddy had disappeared. Their chattering noise had been replaced by the constant drone of heavy machinery, which steadily worked to cut down and clear away the ancient, towering rainforest. Sadly, Buddy realized he was far from home in this place he didn't recognize or understand, and as the afternoon rain started to fall, he knew he needed to find shelter. Desperate to find a safe place, Buddy curled up in the canopy of the last tallest tree, listening to the heavy rain spattering around him. When the rain stopped, he wove the leaves and branches together to make his nest for the night, before falling into an exhausted sleep, unaware of the noisy machines continuing their work below. The cool morning air awakened him, and looking down, he saw a wasteland around the base of his tree. Not a single leaf, nor a plant, nor an animal, insect, or bird was left. Fallen trees surrounded him with their trunks, and the life they contained upon them stripped bare. Buddy stared in dread as a giant, dirty, sputtering beast whirred into life beneath him and started to clear a path through the ruined trees, ripping them apart and throwing them aside. Anger now flooding his body, he clambered quickly down and raced along a fallen tree trunk, hopelessly trying to stop this thing from destroying his home. The driver saw Buddy and instantly shut the machine down. At last an eerie silence fell around the desolate clearing, yet fear continued to haunt Buddy as he realized people were coming. He climbed over the jumbled logs, stumbling and struggling to get away, not feeling the sharp sting that caught him on his side. Buddy slowed and gently fell to the ground in a deep sleep as the tranquilizer dart the vets had used started to work. The men working on the palm oil plantation had seen Buddy asleep in his tree that morning and had called the Orangutan Rescue Center for help. The kind vets knew that Buddy would be scared and confused by the diggers and the noise. They also knew that they would have to move him to a new home, far away from the destruction caused by the machines. As Buddy slept, the vets carefully placed him into a strong wooden crate in the back of their truck. They drove for several hours, and it was almost dark before they safely arrived at the rescue center, where they gently checked him over before he woke up. Buddy shook his head as the smell of fresh fruit reached his nostrils. Slowly stretching his powerful body and feeling his strength returning, venturing out into the cool moonlight, Buddy hungrily finished the fruit, leaves, and honey which had been left out for him. He heard other orangutans softly calling around him, and comforted by their presence, Buddy settled down to sleep, eager to meet his new friends in the morning. As the sun rose, the rainforest burst into life with the noise of millions of insects, birds, and animals. Buddy was eager to explore the large forest enclosure he found himself in. There was fresh fruit to eat, trees to climb, ropes and tires to swing on, and he enjoyed chasing and playing with his new friends. Many of the orangutans were very young and had lost their mothers. Some had lost their homes like Buddy, and some had been found injured or in people's homes as pets. All the orangutans were given a second chance at life at the rescue center, and the very lucky ones would be released back into the wild. Finally, the day came when Buddy was ready to be released deep into the rainforest where no machines would ever go. The people opened up the crates, and one by one the orangutans climbed out and excitedly began to make their way towards the trees. As soon as Buddy's crate was opened, he was off, climbing quickly up towards safety in the tall green rainforest, free from the machines that had cut down his trees, free to swoop and swing, to climb and to chase once again. That was a very lovely story. Again, this was Buddy's Rainforest Rescue by Ellie Jackson and Laura Callwood. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this, and please, if you have any other book suggestions or just any other videos you think that you might like me to do, I welcome them all. And I hope that you guys have a really lovely day or evening wherever you are.